Guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? It's Friggin Wednesday. You know what that means? Another rainy day in the bay, apparently. However, that also means there's no martial arts tonight. Oh, I want to get rid of the tripod off this camera because otherwise I forget it in the truck after work and then I got to go back out and get it. Who's a little kitty cat? Who's a little kitty cat? Anyway, yeah, if I bring that with me, I forget it in the truck and then I'm like, where's my tripod? And I'm freaking out and stuff and I don't know where my tripod is. And then I'm like, where's my tripod? That's a true reenactment right there for you. But, yeah, so tonight after work, I'm going to come back home, change into some crappy clothing that I really don't care about, put on my good shoes that I do care about, but they already got paint on them, so whatever. And we're going to put another coat on the car. Let it cure. Maybe by Saturday, Sunday, it'll be nice and cured. We can take a polisher to it, polish it up, be good to go. Today's also a good day because I'm working with someone in the office who is actually competent, and I'm not training because they know how to do the job, so that just means less work for me, which I appreciate. But yeah, tonight we'll come in here, move stuff around, and slap another coat on the old girl. Yeah, I'm gonna put another coat on it, and it's gonna look all pretty and stuff. Probably not, maybe, we'll see. And then, like I said, by the weekend, maybe we can hit it with a polisher or something. And just make it really, really, really shine. Make it pretty. Make it pretty in the paint job. Or whatever I'm saying. And then hopefully, the paint holds out for another year. Preferably, it holds out for another 7 years. Or 6. Actually, it was 6. Guys, I redid the car in, I want to say 2019. I think it was. I don't know. I can look it up right now, but I don't want to because whatever. But yeah, so no martial arts tonight. I theoretically could go to martial arts because there is jiu-jitsu. But, yeah, I don't like jiu-jitsu. It's not my favorite. Let me lose a bunch of weight and get a little bit more mobility. Rumor has it, one of the ladies that was at martial arts on opening, on the grand opening. Remember I filmed that video called Martial Arts with Sushi or some shit? Anyway, she was talking with Coach Chris about potentially coming in there and doing a yoga class. Now, a lot of people make fun of yoga because usually they, put it with like eating avocado toast and soy milk, but it's like yoga is really, really good for getting your mobility and flexibility up because literally that's what it's all about, is like mobility and flexibility. So I need both of those. So I'm thinking about potentially enrolling in yoga and seeing if I can get more bendier than I already am, because holy crap, boys, I've seen 2x4s that were more flexible than me. Especially when you buy them at Home Depot. Holy crap, they're pre-curved. You can make them into a bow right out of the store. But I digress. So little wiener dogs. Little wiener dogs. They're funny looking. But yeah, so I might jump into some yoga and do some friggin' bending dog or whatever the hell it's called. And see if I can finally, maybe after 46 years, get enough flexibility to touch my toes with my fingers, because I still can't do that. I've never been able to, like, even when I was at my thinnest, which was only like 206 pounds, I wasn't able to like bend over and touch my, so yeah, because I couldn't do that at that weight, I figure either I need to lose a lot more weight or get a lot more flexibility. So yeah, mobility training is a must. And that's one thing I like about the new karate class, is it reminds me of, like, I did jiu-jitsu for 3 months, and the reason why I didn't like it was because I wasn't nimble enough to like throw off the moves. And what ended up happening was, the arm bar, right? Buddy's laying on his back, you're in his guard, and then you capture the arm, and then you S pattern, flip your leg over top, you lock the arm between your thighs, and you freaking snap it back. Well, when I went to throw my leg over his head, I ended up kneeing him in the side of the head pretty good too. It was pretty bad. And then locking in the arm bar. Like, honestly, in a fight, that's beautiful, right? Like, that's a double tap right there. You give him a headshot, and then you bust his arm. So not only is he dazed and confused and dreaming about freaking burning toast, he also doesn't have an arm to fight with anymore because he's totally snapped it off at the elbow. But when you're just, trying to learn the move, you probably shouldn't be injuring your uke. That's the guy that you're training with. Coach Carl called it an uke one time, and I'm like, what are you calling me? What am I? Oh, man. So, yeah. But with the karate class, like, the first 15 minutes is warm-ups where we do some mobility stuff, some stretching, some a little bit of cardio here and there, and all that fun shit. And we were doing that during jiu-jitsu too. Like, you'd start off the class and it'd be like doing squats and push-ups and sit-ups, and then you would do fireman carries with people. I felt bad for one of the guys because he's like 140 pounds and he had to put me on his back, and I was pretty heavyweight at the time, and I hurt his knees trying to fail. It was a good time. Not for him. Like, for me to put him on my back, it was like, whatever. It's like taking the laundry up the stairs, It's not a big deal. 145 pounds of friggin' mass on my back. I'm like, whatever, frig. I can just pick him up all day long. But then he had to get me on his back, and holy crap, I never heard a guy die before. But I got to hear it in real time. That was a neat truck. Didn't realize they made a full four-door with a 8-foot bed before. Subaru! So the other day I was talking about a guy at work who traded in a bunch of vehicles, and he finally got a Ford Mach-E. Ford Mustang Mach-E, whatever we're going to call it. I finally got around to talking to him about how much it costs to charge it. And he said his hydro bill, you guys in the US call it electricity. We call it hydro up here because it's like Hydro One that distributes it. Anyway, whatever. He said it only went up by $60 charging the car. And he charges it once every 4 days. Now, he lives far out of town. Like, he lives halfway between here and Sudbury. So 3 days a week, actually every day of the week he has to come into town because he's got to drop his kids off for school. And he said, like, all in all, the car gets great mileage for what it is, and it's super torquey and super fast. Like, if he gets into it, it gets going. But the one thing I've never looked up was the powertrain. Like, I've always questioned, why aren't we using a transmission? Like, I know the Tesla is its direct drive. The motors are attached directly to the wheels. All 4 wheels each have their own independent motor, and they're all hooked up to a speed controller and synchronized. I don't know if all electric cars are built on that standard. And I've always wondered, like, how come we're not using, like, a transmission? Then we can use, like, a lower powered motor and let the transmission do the work of gearing it down to speed it up. Like, it's like what we do with the lunchbox cars that we had back in the 80s. Even the 90s. Like, my 91 Ford Tempo was what? 92 horsepower? But you can get it up to speed. Took a while, but that's where the transmission came in. It did all the work. Low gearing down low, high gearing up high. Well, not really high gearing because the automatics only came with 3 speeds. It was like, 3-to-1, 2-to-1, 1-to-1 ratio, some shit like that. So it wasn't really that fuel economic. Bro let go of his freaking brake beside me, and it sounded like his car farted. But yeah, like, it's not really, it wasn't really that great a transmission, but it was enough to get the car rolling. Just heaven forbid you took it on the highway. Why aren't we using like a transmission of sorts in these electric motors? And that way there we can use a lower powered motor to preserve battery life. But then I guess you got to lubricate the transmission and you got to worry about all that shit. And I'm pretty sure the idea behind an electric car is to keep it simple and maintenance free, so you literally buy the damn thing and just drive the tits off of it and replace your tires every one. I don't know. I didn't build an electric car yet. I don't plan on doing it either, so that's something else to mark down. Unless I have to, then I will. Anyway, guys, we're almost at work, so you know the routine. I'll chat with you after. Peace the frig out. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to After Work Special. I don't know why I said that. You guys remember when there was after school specials on television, when cable TV was a thing that people actually had? And you get home and watch the after school special and it was something stupid, like some chick melting away on the couch because she did pot one time or something dumb like that. God, those were horrible. I also realized that I filmed my entire drive today to work with no microphone turned on. So I don't know how that's going to sound. So if there wasn't a video of me driving to work, I can tell you right now the reason being is that, well, because the microphone wasn't on and it was impossible to edit and I didn't feel like dealing with it. I don't know how I scuffed that so bad, but I did. That's a skill set of mine, scuffing things. So normally I turn on the microphone and I check the camera to see what the power level of the microphone is, because every time you turn on the microphone, the camera says, oh, you have 80% left or 100% left or 10% left in your DJI microphone titled whatever name it's given itself, because I never changed the name of it either. Why? Because I can't be bothered. Anyway, we're done with office time. Tomorrow we get the work from home, thank God. Mind you, today I was able to power assault all the tickets. Like, honestly, on Monday and Tuesday, I accumulated so many tickets because I was just too busy doing everything else that luckily today I had a couple jobs to do in the morning. I got them done. It was fine. And then people left me alone and I just went full friggin' Harry Carey on my tickets and just like banging them out one after another. I got one left, but there's nothing I can do about it until a package arrives to the client, because I need to re-image their computer because something went horribly wrong during the upgrade of Windows 10 to Windows 11, where that computer can no longer be pinged. I can't even see it. I can't see it in Azure. Like, it's running Windows 11, but it's not getting any policies or any securities or nothing. And when I have the client give me the IP address that the computer gets and I try to ping it, it's unpingable. So obviously it doesn't have any of the proxy settings or anything incorporated. It's just no bueno, non-functioning, super not happy. And I don't feel like dealing with it. So we're just going to straight up smoke it and reinstall. They probably started the Windows upgrade and then interrupted it halfway through, and then it worked, but it broke all the provisioning level processes were interrupted, and it just fumbled the bag. So whatever, nothing a USB drive in the arse end of it with a F12 salute won't fix. So yeah, today was not a bad day. It was pretty easy going. I'm just glad I got all of my tickets but with that one done, which means tomorrow's gonna be an easy day for me. What the frick am I seeing? I'm seeing like shit falling. Is that pollen? What is that? It's like white fluffies flying through the air. It's like summer snow. I don't even know what to call it. It's currently 21 degrees Celsius out. They were calling for rain tonight, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get much. So that's kind of cool. I know I want to go into the garage and paint the car. At least put another coat on it. You know, and touch up spots that I missed because I suck at painting. Probably gonna play some music and apply another coat. Sounds like a good idea to me. Sounds like a fun idea to me, actually. That's what I did on the last painting video. That's why there wasn't too many clips of it. It's because I put on some music and I just enjoyed myself. Just enjoyed the process. So yeah, for shits and giggles today, I decided to go onto the Ford site and see just how much a Mustang Mach-E would cost. And like, for the base model, no bells, no whistles, beyond the bells and whistles it comes with, you're looking at 55 grand. Like 15K more than I spent on this thing. And I've always said, you know, I'd love to get myself like a little electric lunchbox car. Like maybe like a Hyundai Kona or like a Nissan Leaf or something, just to bomb around town in that I can just charge at home and use it for simple things, but I'm like, you know what? With the amount that I drive, that'd be kind of pointless. Kind of pointless to spend that kind of money on it. I'm assuming those Nissan Leafs are still pretty quick to go because of what they are. Like they're saying that the Mustang Mach-E is 500 horsepower at 380 some odd foot-pounds of torque or something like that. I could have the torque and horsepowers mixed around. This is the first time I've ever come to this four-way stop and we actually had to do four-way stuff. It's pretty crazy. Only thing I find funny is like on the I looked up the powertrain too to see exactly how it works, and it's one motor for the rear-wheel drive and two motors for the all-wheel drive. So unlike the Teslas where each wheel has its own motor, Ford has dual motor setup. So yeah, that's definitely interesting, I guess, if you're interested. If you're interested. If you're not interested, then it's not interesting, right? I don't know. It's I want to see at least one company attempt like a CVT transmission or something, even a planetary gear set based transmission in an electric vehicle, where they can put in a low voltage motor and still have it produce some high performance powers. Because if you think about it, it's all about torque, right? If the engine's torquey, it'll be able to pull it along. It should have no problems with it with a planetary gear set based friggin' transmission to haul it around, but it'd be interesting to see. But they all seem to be doing this like motor direct drive bullshit. So then your throttle is like, your accelerator is literally just a potentiometer that talks to a speed controller and tells it how many gigawatts to send to the friggin' motor, and then off it goes. You know, that's something that we really missed out on. Back to the Future, instead of calling it gigawatts, they called it gigawatts. We shouldn't be calling it like, oh, I got 4 gigabytes of memory. No, 4 gigabytes of memory. It just rolls off the tongue so much better. Oh my God, guys. Okay, now I got to show you my front lawn, because even, oh my God, the back lawn too. Guys, all of the dandelions are wide open. I don't care how bad the camera is. Now you're going to frickin' see it. Honestly, look at this insanity. Look at the sea of yellow. Look at this. I got friggin' dandelions everywhere. I got purple flowers mixed in with the yellow flowers. Like, and people would say, just don't cut your lawn. It feeds the bees. Well, let's go. Banquet's open, boys. Start eating. Start eating, boys. For Frig's sakes. Friggin', look at the backyard. Look at it. It's like, it's hilarious because it's in the perfect outline of the pool. It's in the perfect outline. Like, look at this. Dandelions everywhere. Dandelions, dandelions, dandelions. Then you see the pool and it's just like a sea of green where nothing wants to grow there. But then dandelions, everywhere dandelions. Like, holy, be quite the video, quite the, what's that term they use? Satisfying video of me mowing the lawn, right? Because it'd be so satisfying to watch the dandelions slowly get destroyed as the Ryobi Grass Eater 5000 comes along and just starts chewing away at all of the freaking stuff on the ground. The Ryobi Grass Eater 5000, brought to you by Ryobi and Home Depot. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, guys. Not that I ever did, but I can tell you one thing for certain. I need to piss so bad I can taste it. I don't think I went to the washroom once today. No, I didn't. I just had to think about it. And then I thought about it and realized I didn't. I also think I have a poop on deck. You guys don't need to hear that, but I told you, so now you heard it. All right, I'm gonna bring this camera upstairs, my computer upstairs, and I'm gonna come back downstairs without the camera, go sit on the toilet, poop and pee, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. All right, peace out. Mother frigger, it almost happened again. It's looking garbage outside. Okay, I got home, guys. I mentioned I had to go piss and shit, so I did that. And then went upstairs, plugged this camera in. That's why I'm coming from upstairs. And I also had to get some more shorts uploaded to YouTube. And then I remembered after making a bunch of shorts, I just remembered now that I made a directory in my SSD that I use for rendering called YouTube Shorts that I made a while ago that I never uploaded, that I need to upload next time I go in the house. But yeah, the pressure is dropping out here. I can feel it. I can feel it's gonna rain sometime tonight. Oh yeah, yeah. Enough of my singing, because, you know, wrong switch. Right switch. Yeah, we're gonna put another coat of paint on this car. Like, it's dry, it's not tacky at all. Way better than when I sprayed it. Like, you can tell it's not super smooth, but I bet you if I took polishing compound to this, it would come out and look really good. But for the life of me, I can't remember where the hell I put my orbital buffer after I used it in 2018. I think it might be up here. Where did I get these speakers from? These are nice speakers. RCA, 8 ohm, rated power, 1 watt. 1 watt? Those are nice speakers. I don't know where the hell they came from, but they came from a ghetto blaster or something. Yeah, tell me you're from the 80s without telling me you're from the 80s. When you call a stereo a ghetto blaster, because back then, that's what we used to call them, or boom boxes. I think boom box is more of a 90s term than ghetto blaster. Any hoozle. Yeah, the hood's a little bit more orange peeled than the roof, and I think it's because of the way I applied the paint on the hood. But man, she looks so much better than she did. Hells yeah, brother. Okay, so I'm gonna need to mix up some more paint. How is that not dry? That means the paint that I left in this thing over here is probably not dry either. Oh, gross. You're probably not dry either, are you? Oh yeah, you're dry. Okay. Okay, one time. Okay. All right. I'll just sit this up here for now. I'm going to mix up the paint. You've already seen the process. And then we're going to go ahead and get to applying it. I'm going to replace my brush with a new brush. One of these ones. Hopefully they fit. And we'll go from there. Screw it, guys. We'll start with the hood first. Figured I can get an angle on the tripod for that. So we'll get some paint on the old roller here. Beauty. We'll throw it all over the car and drip it everywhere because we didn't apply it generously to the hood. Everywhere on the hood. Oh yeah, there's Chippy. I don't know if you guys saw him. I think he ran underneath the car. He's like, "What are you doing in here? You're never in here at this time, son." If I can't find my polisher, maybe I'll buy the Ryobi battery operated jobby. Might as well own every Ryobi tool out there, and then know my luck, they'll change the battery texture, quality, whatever. I've been thinking about, if you remember this car, it had a Firebird sticker on the front nose. And obviously I took that off in 2018 when I took off all the stickers because they're pretty much falling apart anyway. The problem I'm having is it's such a slick surface. Like I almost should have sanded it before I applied this other coat. Or maybe I shouldn't have let it cure this long. But the surface is so smooth that the paint is barely coming off the roller in a rolling fashion. And the roll is kind of just sticking still and not really applying any paint. Also, I wanted to check my painting supplies for a foam brush because I wanted to see if I can get into all the nooks and crannies. However, this is what my buddy told me to do. He said, go over it, put on a thick coat of paint, and then go back over it with the roller and go light. And the reason being is because it's going to spread it around and fill in a lot of the gaps. Now, I haven't seen his truck up close and personal. I don't know how pro his job looks. He just sent me a picture on a text message, and it looked really good there. But sometimes cell phones have this way of modifying pictures so they look better than they actually are. Especially these new modern phones like the S25 and the Google Pixel 9 and whatever else is out there on the market that uses a camera system with AI built into it. You know, it tends to modify the image and makes it look cleaner than it actually is. Or if you're doing selfies, you know, it takes wrinkles out of your face and stuff like that. We all know that technology exists. That's why a lot of us guys don't trust dating sites anymore. Because what you see is never what you get. But even like my Pixel, I took a picture of the car and I posted it on Instagram. A lot of people said, oh my God, it looks so much better. It looks so much better. But I guarantee you, if they're standing here looking at it, they'd be like, man, you should have had it done professionally. It doesn't look as good as it did in the photos. And it doesn't. I can tell you that right now. There's a lot of orange peeling happening, but it's definitely not as bad as when I sprayed it with that that sprayer I used back in 2018, 2019, whenever the hell I redid the paint on the car. To me, it looks a lot better than it did then, but you'd have to see it in person just to be the true judge of it. But I think once it cures, if I hit it with like a polishing compound, it might give a nice end result. All right, I'm gonna come over to the other side. Friggin'. Almost knocking things over. Of course, it's not much of a difference in the color going on versus the color of the vehicle itself. I just figured I would thicken up the coats so that maybe it'll last longer than 6 years. Maybe I can get a solid 7 out of it. I'm gonna have to go over that nose cone. That's a given. As far as all the debris that landed on the roof, what I might do is grab one of my blue microfiber towels and just wipe it down and see if I can break any of the stuff off. And then when I go over it again with the roller, because I don't have the bay door open right now because of how windy it is outside, I theoretically shouldn't have any outdoor debris coming into the garage. Need a little bit more paint. But I showed my buddy the pictures and he was like, oh my God, dude, it's like night and day. And I said, yeah, there's a bit of orange peeling. And all he said was, yeah, that'll happen. Which makes me believe that his truck also orange peeled with this method, but he really doesn't care because paint is better than driving around on a track with a primered colored Ford Ranger. And just like me, I'd rather drive a solid white car that has some glare to it than drive a car that's all scratched up and looks like it got into a fight with the neighborhood alley cat. But to each their own, right? Some people, their car is their life and they want it to look real good, so they'll shell out for that Pantene Pro paint job or whatever. But honestly, like one of my friends, he used to own, but he sold it, a Nissan, I want to say R32, Skyline R32 right-hand drive. He imported it from Japan into Canada. Due to the rising cost of insurance and lowering cost of having money to pay for insurance, he opted to sell the car to somebody else and get rid of it. But when he had the car, he was always talking about, man, I just need to get a paint job. Doesn't even have to be a good paint job. I just need the body panels to be level and I want to get the car wrapped. This would be the perfect way to do that. Like, I don't know how wrapping works. I don't know if it would show the orange peel through the wrap. If anybody out there knows, let me know. But I know I can get it super smooth with a cutting compound and a polishing disc. Because how orange peeled it is right now is next to nothing compared to what it was when I sprayed the car. Like, it's not even orange peeled, it's just lightly textured. When I did the car in 2018, 2019, that was brutal. Like, it was so orange peeled that like there was physical lumps in the hood. There was physical lumps everywhere. But I think, all in all, this hood took its second coat like a champ. Very nice. Very nice. I don't know if the camera's picking up the ripples in the paint. See, I'm still seeing spots that I missed with the second coat. I'm just gonna go over it up and down here, just so it flattens out a bit. But then it should auto level to an extent. Yeah, I think that looks better. Sweet. It's not mirror finish, but it's a finish. All right, I'm gonna do the roof next. I'm not gonna bother filming it. I figured I would just film the hood this time around and show you what it's all about. I need the space. All right, guys, I'll be with you in a minute. Alrighty, guys, the Z car has another coat of paint. The Z car has another coat of paint, and I mixed up way too much paint out of this gallon. Yeah, I ran out of the quart, so I busted into the gallon just so I can get the rest of it done. Which has a fresh coat of paint. To take the debris, you guys see I got the door open, and you can probably see Meow Face over there in the window, right there, doing Meow Face things. Yeah, she doesn't like it when I'm outside because she wants to be outside too, but I can't let her outside. She'll run away, and if she runs away, I'm not going after her. I've mentioned that before, but got everything coated again, including my lock cylinder right on. Shit, I didn't mean to do that. So let's sit you guys right here. I'm just gonna grab some towel here and some paint remover, if I can find it. Get that off my doorknob and see. Whatever. As long as I can still get my key in there and unlock the door, I really don't care. Guys, welcome to the redneck paint job done by not a redneck, but I'm pretty sure redneck is slang for somewhere in the US, and as a Canadian, I don't think I can be a redneck. Apparently, according to Chutch, I can be a moose knuckle, but frig that guy, right? But anyway, let it cure one more time, and then I'm probably going to take the polisher to it, if I can figure out where the hell I put the polisher. There's a pad for it, that much I know. Which means it's got to be around here somewhere. We already checked in here. The frig is that? Oh, my HVLP gun. Yeah, we already looked at that. And this is all rerun for you guys. For me, it's like a new day. So I'm thinking that blue box is my polisher. Thought I had a battery operated one. I think I did. I think it was a Simonized brand to go with my pressure washer. But I also think that I stopped using it because the battery no longer held a charge. But I do believe, for the time being, that we are done out here. Ah, crap. I forgot to turn off the bench. Nice. So we'll let that do its curing. Check on it tomorrow maybe. Maybe Friday. I don't know. Sure looks like a beauty night out tonight though, eh? It's windy, that's for sure. I don't feel like going fishing though. I do feel like getting out of these jeans. At least my plan to de-bloat is working. Because on Saturday, I believe it was, Sunday when I painted the car, the jeans I'm wearing now, I was wearing then, and holy crap, I didn't even need a belt on because they were so freaking tight on my waist that it was like hurting my hips. They were digging into my hips. And right now, these are not too shabby, so the battle plan is functioning well within normal parameters. Now, for some reason, we got talking about what we did over the weekend, and I mentioned that on Saturday I went to the powwow and then just chilled out at home. And Sunday I repainted my car, and the one guy, he's from Sudbury, he was up in North Bay not too long ago, didn't have a vehicle, and I was driving him around. This was last year, actually. I was driving him around, but we were driving around the Firebird. So he knew of Dirty Bird. He's ridden in Dirty Bird, and he was trying to buy Dirty Bird off of me. And I was like, no, man, it's not for sale. Like, it's not for sale. I'm not selling. He goes, $10,000. Like, he's just joking, right? Hopefully. I'm like, bro, the car is not for sale. There's no price tag on it. I love my car. I'm never getting rid of it. And he's like, oh, man. He goes, I'm like, dude, just look for a Pontiac Firebird. Like, you're from Sudbury. There's got to be a bunch for sale. I'm like, I know of one right now out in Verner. I know of another one out in Sturgeon Falls. Like, this was last year. Whether those cars are still there, I have no idea. But if they were snowbanks over the winter and probably have huge human-sized holes in the body now. But anyway, he's like, he really loved the car and stuff. So he's like, you painted the Firebird? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, how'd you do it? And I said, with a paint roller. And I showed the job I took the pictures off my Instagram and sent them to the team's room. And people were like, oh my God, it looks so good, it looks so good. But it's like, once again, AI does things to pictures. It makes them look better. Objects in photo are better than they appear. Like, there's going to be a little bit of orange peel on there. Now, like I said, I have two options. I can go and get some friggin' Meguiar's polish and hit it with the orbital polisher and really just work it, and it should knock all the high spots down, or even use a cutting compound, then a polish. We got 2 thick layers of coat of paint on there. We can probably go pretty deep with the polish without even coming in contact with the factory paint or metal or rust. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm going to see how it turns out after the second coat. And if I'm happy with it, I might just say, screw it, back it out of the garage and just start driving it and not even care. Because, yeah, you know, it's just a project car. It's my first car I ever bought, mind you, but it's my project car. I just have fun with it. I don't need a real big engine in it. I got enough power to get me from point A to point B. It sounds pretty good. And if the engine ever blows, well, then I will put something else in it. I'll put maybe a 350 under the hood. Maybe get a cammed 350 so it sounds more lumpier, a little bit more muscly. So when I'm at a stoplight, it's like, you know, and it really pisses people off. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know? I never know. So that's fine. We're all good. But anyway, guys, tomorrow I get to work from home, which is good. My whole battle plan this week was tolerate the 3 days in the office and then spend the 2 days working from home to get caught up on all the work that got piled up on me. But luckily today I had a chance and just went nuts and got everything taken care of. So tomorrow I should be good. And then Friday. And Saturday, I'm not sure what's going on Saturday because there's supposed to be some sort of a drag racing in Bonfield. Bracket racing, some competition. I might go check it out. I don't know. We'll see. I'll bring the truck, not Dirty Bird, because you got to park on a farm field and it's not exactly level. And no, my luck, I'll get top dead centered on an anthill or some shit. So, but yeah, we'll go check that out, see what that's all about, and then go from there. But tomorrow night I got martial arts, we got kickboxing. And then Friday, I don't know, maybe we'll go fishing. It's supposed to be nice weather. Tomorrow's supposed to be the last of the crappy days. Then it's supposed to be good going forward. At some point, I'm going to have to get that lawnmower out from behind Dirty Bird and bring it to the front and mow down my sea of dandelions back there, because Jesus Murphy, that's getting out of control. So yeah, we'll do what we see and see what we do. Also, guys, as you've been noticing, I've just been doing daily vlogs like I used to do back in like circa 2011. Just going throughout my day, talking to a camera. Let me know what you think of these. Let me know if you actually enjoy these. I don't mind doing them. They're not too bad, not too hard to do. It's not that they're not too hard to do. I just want to make sure people are enjoying them, that I'm not wasting my time doing them and everybody's like, these suck, I hate them. Because if they suck and you hate them, then it's like, well, what's the point, right? I'll go back to a video whenever the frig I feel like it versus a video every day. But yeah, let me know what you think of these daily vlogs. I'm going to carry on doing them unless people really don't like them. Then I'll figure something else out. But yeah. Anyway, until next time, guys. Leave a comment. Once again, leave a comment. Let me know yes or no if you like the daily vlogs. We'll get a better look at Dirty Bird later on in the week, so stay tuned for that and all that other shit. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Press that like button. Give it a clickety-clack. Let me know that you like the video. Leave a comment down below, all that bullshit. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.